So, hello all. It's Monday the 4th of September 2023, and it's part of the Wales Excursion. So, I'm going to be going back to the Stafford Travel Lodge en route back to home. However, I will be spending 2 nights at the Stafford Travel Lodge. For tomorrow, I'll be going to Alton Towers, which is about 20 miles from Stafford, the Travelodge M6. I picked that as a base, and then after tomorrow night on the Wednesday, I'll be heading back to Dundee. So this will be like today. I'm just going to be setting off in Swansea and going to the Travelodge at Stafford on the M6, but I'm going to go via Cardiff. I'm going to pay a visit to Cardiff City Centre to just get a brief look en route back, because it's kind of like en route back anyway. So I wasn't really planning on it, but I thought about it. I kind of woke up and couldn't get back to sleep, and I was just thinking about things, what I'm going to do for the day, and I thought, well, I went and grabbed the phone, and that woke us up even more, and I checked for Cardiff, and they said, oh, well, it's on route. So yeah, I wasn't going to initially plan on doing it, but I'm going to go to Cardiff. I'll show you the route that I'm going to take as well. And this will be all part of the Wales Excursion. It'll be the last episode of it. I think there's going to be 10 videos, and this will be the 10th one. Because Alton Towers will do film and footage of just a general area, but I will not be included in the Welsh Excursion. It'll be a separate video. So looking at the Google Maps, I'm at Swansea currently. The destination is aiming to get to the Travelodge, Stafford on the M6, and I'm going to go via Cardiff. And just pay a very brief visit there just to see what Cardiff's like. I've not been there before. En route down, when I was coming into Wales, I set the sat nav, and it took me by the bridges. The Prince of Wales Bridge. It came down this route, down the M4, and across the bridge into Swansea. But when I reprogrammed, with the Google Maps anyway, it's taking me up the M50, but there's I think it's the A4, not part of the A449, which is still within Wales. That's not the way I come in, that's not the way the sat nav programmed it. I was just directly making my way here en route. When I was arriving at Wales, I just wanted a direct drive to Wales because it was a long drive and I just wanted to get to the Travelodge and checked in. As it turned out, I actually visited the DVLA building centre just to see what it looked like that night, and I went back the following day to see it during the day, because initially it was dark. Obviously it was late. I also done the bridges as well. They said both Severn bridges when I came down into Wales, and I covered that in the early episode, or the first episode of what will be the first episode of Swansea, the Wales Excursion. I've not compiled the videos yet, so this is just I haven't actually compiled them yet, but I can't really. I mean, referring to the Wales Excursion all the way through, so I better name it that and keep it in the general continuity. But the bridges were the first places that I visited. I couldn't wait to visit stuff when I arrived in Wales, even though I'd driven all that distance. And I went to the Black Rock picnic site as well, which gives you a good view of, somewhere about there, gives you a good view of both of the Severn bridges. In fact, the Black Rock picnic site's nearer the Prince Wales Severn bridges, somewhere there, but I'm not going to spend too much time here. Just showing you roughly what I'm doing today anyway. So the aim is to get to there, and I'm going to just have a brief visit into Cardiff and then en route, and I'll go back this route, which I haven't driven this road, so it'll be a different road for me to drive. If there's anything really spectacular en route, then I will include it into this episode. This episode. It's going to be primarily about Cardiff. So the checkout here is at 12 o'clock. I had a long line, usually I lay better anyway, got to bed about 2 o'clock. It's 20 past 11, so I've got 40 minutes to finish with coffee, get my stuff packed, and grab I'm not overly hungry, so I'll grab a wee sandwich or something, and then I'll make the trip to Cardiff. It's something like 50 mile from Swansea. So, and then when I get into Cardiff, I'll go to the centre and just have a brief look. Okay. Just to give you a general idea as to where everything is in the UK. It's just on a grander scale with the map. And the UK includes the Shetland Islands as well. We're set from the travel lodge here, and as you can see, it's another Scots terrain, and it's the 4th of September 2023. It's like another heat wave. It's unlike you would get that for a bank holiday, but I didn't select the bank holidays. I just got allocated the summer holidays with the work. As I say, it's unusual for the bank holiday I get good weather, but it's exceptionally good. I'm going to be seated here for a minute. I'm still at the N4 Travel Lodge. Now, when I was at the Travel Lodge, I could have sworn there was a railway line running parallel with the back of it, running along that way. And I had a wee look around the night, a few days that when I was here briefly, couldn't find anything. Just as the day I depart, and I do want to see that railway line before. Now, I couldn't find it. It was beginning to become a mystery, and you know what I like with mysteries, I really do get intrigued by them. So I've spent time hunting around for it, can't find it, so I've followed it on the map now, and I'm going to drive there to see it, because I just won't be settled. I won't be happy until I've saw it, to set eyes on it. It's been really defiant, really difficult. I've got a views area, couldn't see it there, couldn't see it here, it was too high to there, and it's just bugging me, and I wanted to see that railway line. So it's scorching hot, it's roasting, it's a lovely day, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not in any rush to get to Staffordshire. I'm still going to be going to Cardiff, but I want to see this railway line. So this is on here, and I'm going to get I've tried walking around. There is a railway line that runs parallel with the travel lodge. You can see it there on the map. Now I heard it, I could have swore I heard a train, and I was right. There was a big long sort of locomotive carriageway, and you could kind of see it there on the map. So I've tried everything to do. There's just so much overgrowth. As you can see, it was dipped right down. I still couldn't set eyes on it. I won't be happy until I set eyes on it. So I'm going to just now get myself in the car and get to that point there, and I'm going to set eyes on this railway line because it's just bugging me. I want to see it. I want to see it. It was almost like it wasn't existing, and I was really getting intrigued by the mystery of it. So I'm going to. That's why I'm still here. Just show it on this map a bit clearer. There's definitely a railway line there. You can see it on the map. I haven't heard very many trains using it. I'm kind of hoping that it's, well, I'll tell you in a minute. You know what I like mysteries? I'm kind of hoping it's like a mystery, that it's like an old railway line that's never been used. It was almost like it doesn't exist. I couldn't see any signs on the railway or anything. I haven't heard very many trains. It was the first night that I arrived, in the middle of the night, I heard the train, and I was really intrigued by it. It's a big, long locomotive, big engine as well. And I couldn't see anything. It's like it's down the dip. But I do want to set eyes on that railway. It would be quite something if that railway's like never been used or something. It's just, I heard a ghost train or something. I'd be amazed. But no, I won't be happy until I've seen the line first hand in person. I want to see it. So that's why it's still here. I've walked all the way down there, set four hours, now at the resort, and I'll get in the car and actually get to that bridge. I saw a bridge, I've seen bits of, not the line, but I saw a bridge, so that was a clue. So it's over that way somewhere. I checked on the map so I could get my car there. Round about again, there's another old footbridge. So I'll be sure to show you in this video as well, because it's just something I've got to do. Show you the temperature on the 4th of September 2023 at 1 o'clock, back at 1 in the afternoon. 31.5 degrees centigrade. That's the hottest this year I've seen. That's definitely the hottest I've seen. It's actually just got up to 32. And that's September. Absolutely, some weather is just mental, But lately the weather, the slippage of seasons have been affected. I know that there's definitely a change in the weather. Some people dismiss it and think it's just normal. Not me. It's not how I remember summers and the years, the seasons and that. This is something that's happened lately. But anyway, I've got other videos regarding that sort of stuff. Strange things. It's called WExc10. Look on my channel. It's called WExc10. I've done about 11 of them, I think. WExc10, I think it's my latest. And I'll tell you, if this railway line is like never been used for a long time, if it's some sort of mist, because it's just odd. It just seems really odd. It's just intriguing me even more and more and more. I want to set eyes on this railway line. I want to see it. I haven't heard many trains use it. It was just the first night that I heard it. It was a big long freight train. There was two of them, I think. Couldn't see it, but I sure heard it. Because I was sort of like thinking, well, that's quite close to the hotel. I looked at the back window, it was all dark. There was you probably would have seen the footage. It was just overgrowth like that. And then of course the following day I tried to see if I could see anything, couldn't see anything, but I had to put it out on pause because I had the days, you know, to do the touring around. So, but I'm not going to be leaving here until I see it. I'll leave today. I've checked out, but I want to set eyes on this railway line, and it's just going up another ½ degrees by the way. Look. So there you go. The weather's absolutely mental. And can that app thing, the Travelodge thing, it gave me the emails, notifications days before I was due to come here, you know, prepare for the holiday. I had at the bottom, listen to me rain symbols. It was meant to be raining all that time, and look at it now, not a cloud. I can't see a cloud in the sky at this point, and yet it's meant to be raining. Anyway, very, very odd, but I'm going to wait to get on with this railway line, have a look at it, and then I've had a bite to eat. I've got to rehydrate, because I tell you, in the hot weather you've got to rehydrate with proper. This is just water and juice. The fizzy drinks don't really, they're just designed to make you thirsty so you keep drinking more. But water's a natural cure, natural quencher. So I've added a wee bit of diluting juice to it. So you need to rehydrate when it's really hot like this, by the way. And get that aircon on. Right, I'm going to get going. And I'll show you it as well, the railway line. Just you'll see when on it. If I can find it. If it's you know, anything mystical about it, hoping it's not being used as some sort of train or something. It's, I don't know, a ghost train or something, is it? I don't know, but I'm going to have a look. I won't be satisfied till I've set eyes on this railway, so I'm going to get going now. Park nearby, and this bridge here is a bit of the road bridge. There's an old bridge as well, I'll show you. It's just wearing that. And just parked nearby, just up there outside at the moment. I'm going to see if we can actually get set eyes on this rail bridge. That's the rail. No, this is the old rail bridge, yeah, look. Oh, there's a rail bridge. I don't know if it's old or not, but I'll just have a look. Hallelujah, I've actually found and set eyes on the railway. Now I want to see if I can get onto that bridge. I knew there was a railway at ran parallel with my hotel, the hotel room I was in. Keep a very good strong hold on my camera, because I'm just using that to see what's down there. It's quite a high wall to climb. Look over. So I'm going to see if we can get onto that bridge. I don't know if you can or not. I'm just going to have a look. So, getting on that looks really impossible. Well, not impossible, but really difficult. So it's obviously that is an access point for the mast, but I'm not concerned with that. I'm just trying to see if there's a way. It's so overgrown. Oh God almighty. This is certainly a turn up the books. I never expected to be doing this today, but you bugger. Watch these now. I'll put the phone away for a minute because I'm going to have to just pay attention to what I'm doing here before I do any more recording. I didn't want to get myself into any difficulty. I had to make sure that there isn't any holes or a big drop or anything. You know, this bridge has obviously not been used for a while. You know, I had to be extra careful. It's all full of bushes and nettles and jaggies, so I had to be. I'm not going all the way across here, like, but I had to check what was starting on, what was going on before I start becoming complacent by doing the recording, because how do we shoot? So I could see a view of the line. I saw this part of this bridge partially from the services. So services is up that way. You can see all the overgrowth. I can only just make out part of it. Now it looks like there's a structure in the distance. I've actually seen this on the zoom in. Oh, I won't be going down obviously because that would be trespassing. I can't go down that way, but I can only just look at it from this old bridge. As you can see, it's not been used for a while. But then at the rate at which the growth rate of things these days are accelerating big time. That's an observation that I've made anyway. So I haven't heard or saw many trains. I knew that I heard the train in the middle of the night on the night of arrival. I knew it. There was two of them, big, huge, long freight trains that were. And I haven't heard any trains since. Although I've been out most of the day, I haven't heard any during the nights since then. It's almost like it didn't exist. I couldn't see any signs for anything, for a railway or anything. So, I've set eyes on the railway. I don't know how often it's used, how frequent, not very frequent as far as I can say. I haven't seen any or heard any. And the time I've been here I haven't heard any either. It doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily mean it's never used, obviously it is used, but it'd just be good to hear or see a train now, eh? I'm satisfied, I've saw it. I don't know how often the railway's used. I might actually look into it more, do more research into it later on, but I've got to get heading to get to Cardiff. I want to go to Cardiff. I thought I heard something. Could be a train. I'll just see. I'll turn around. Things. I keep thinking hearing the train coming, but it's maybe just something else. I don't know. That's no. It would just be good to see. I'd love to see a big long freight train passing. That would just satisfy my. I just feel satisfied if I saw a big freight train like the one I heard. Two of them, because it was one, and then shortly after it there was another one. And that was on the Thursday, the 31st August 2023, in the middle of the night, just shortly after midnight, or maybe between 11 PM and 12:30 or something. I think I went in bed about 1, so it'll be sometime between, I think it was about getting on for midnight anyway. I generally set up late, so, and it sounded like it was going in that direction. It should be going towards the west, because the hotel Travelodge is on this side, and this is running parallel with the back of it, and it sounded like the train was going that way. Big long, it was a powerful engine. I heard it powering up, grunting up, because it's a slight gradient by the looks of it, and it sounded good. But I was also concerned because I didn't know how close it was to the hotel. You know, it was dark, I couldn't see it, and I opened the window and I had a look out as well. I was just pitched back at the back of the Travelodge. I couldn't see anything, but I sure heard it, and that intrigued me. But I had other things to do in the other days, and I thought, well, before I go, I want to see this railway line. So I've took the effort and done it now. And I saw this bridge, this huge bridge, from a vantage point up there somewhere, because I was able to set eyes on part of this bridge, so that's why I knew it was here. So the Travelodge is within. I probably saw a bit of the bridge from over there, so to get from the Travelodge to here I had to take the road. Well, there's no direct route from here to there. So anyway, satisfied. I saw the railway line. Right, I'm going to get over here now and head back in my car and head to the centre of Cardiff. I will at one point today, unless something else comes up. So I've arrived just on the outskirts of the city centre of Cardiff. What I'll do is I'll put the camera phone on the windscreen, and I'll get a wee bit of the dry footage going into the centre. I've never driven in Cardiff at all, so I've no idea where I'm going. I've just set the sat nav for the centre, and I'll just wing it from there, see if we get a car park and just grab as much footage as well. It'll just be a brief visit. I'll get my dinner here and then get a bit of footage and just have a quick look around. It's some sort of stadium at the moment. I had to pull off obviously so I could get here to set this up. Maybe a Cardiff Stadium or something behind me. You'll see it better when I face it road. And it's still roasting hot. So I've just started the recorder from here. Right, I'm going to get this. So I just randomly, I just came in here just to get off the main road.
B4267,
So I could set up the cameras, so I just, that's all I've done. Turning left to go towards the centre. So it's Cardiff City Football Club Stadium up ahead there. You'll see the top of it at the just behind McDonald's. I'm not going to spend too much time going around and doing much because I'm just going to get the centre of Cardiff and then get a bite to eat, have a wee look around and then get heading into. I've got a long drive, so I don't have a lot of time. I just have to see. That's all I can show you, the stadium.
Turn left, B4267, Leckwith Road.
So we get a wee glimpse out there. That's about all I can do for you. I've not got all day, you know. So unfortunately I've just got to turn right back on what. One more time, sure, but I just don't have the time. I don't know what the traffic's like here either. It's just going to be I've no idea. Making up as a wall. Hopefully you saw a wee bit of the stadium. I know that one of my mates is in football stadiums, so just a very, very brief. That's the advantage of having a windscreen bubble. You could capture a lot more than just go the bottom foot like. So and on Leckwith Road. Heading into the centre of Cardiff.
Turn right, A4161, Wellington Street. Turn right.
Probably hear a knock every now and again and just wonder what the fuck that is. It's just maybe just the seat or something. Just a slight ice coming for the seat. So there's no any problems with it like that. So we'll do another. Yeah, this is the type of the checking. Right, I want to be going straight on. So that's a cycle lane on the left there. It's actually a two-way cycle lane. It's quite just the seat is creaking a bit. It's no car like, but there's not any problems with it. that seems to have stopped it. That's better. It was just I moved the seat back and it was just making a bit of a noise. I was a bit concerned with what was going on, but it's just, I moved it forward and back and it seemed to have stopped, so that's good. My car's not falling to bits that bad, thank goodness. But it's just, I can't really piss about pausing and unpausing that phone, so you just have to bear with the traffic, I'm afraid. You know, there's cameras everywhere, currently, even though I adjust the event and it goes in my favour, you know, when I change the view or switch off the record when I'm driving that device, just as I happen to change the event and knocks the switch and I can change, but I better not, you know, push walk through, because I don't know this city at all, and there's cameras and shit, so when it's stuck in traffic, I'm just recording in real time, and frankly I can't really spend too much time editing. There's so many videos and so much to do, and it's just going to have to stay in the video. But so it's just real time, like, yeah, that's what it's like, you know. The traffic's not too bad, to be fair. Like, it's not like London. I mean, jeez, London was just, oh, look at my London excursion, England excursion episodes of I think it was E4. I was back in the spring. The traffic in London was just, oh god almighty, it was horrendous. But this is nothing really compared to, I just had enough familiar with it, so I just don't know this area at all, you know. But looking at the buildings and well, unfortunately I can't show you, but I can see them. So there's maybe one thing I could do. Let's put it on widescreen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the event, and oh, I just happened to knock on widescreen. So I don't know if that's going to help. Probably not. Yeah, well, I'll adjust the event again back to, oh, I've knocked it on to the normal setting. I was adjusting the event, my finger just nudged the screen there. Just so happened to. So just heading in. So I keep my eyes peeled for a car park of some sort, like some car parks here, but that's probably more than just thinking which one. I don't want to be spending too much money on a parking either, but I think I'm just going to have to spend some money. Now we're going over the bridge. There's another stadium on the right there. I'll be sure to get out and walk over this bridge, and I'll get some close-ups of that when I get parked. But oh, there's some interesting Scania buses. There's Scania Onward buses on the right there. Oh, I'd like to try them, but I didn't have time today, unfortunately. But I'll be coming back to Wales again. But I'd like to try out these buses. Spend more time. This is just unfortunately, this is just a very brief visit, so I get very, very limited for time. So I'm going to just very quickly go around some of the sites and quick bite to eat, and I would, as much as I'd love to try out all these buses, that'll just have to be done for another day, I'm afraid, another occasion, because time, you know. It's a big hotel there on the right, so I'm just figuring what the heck I'm going to stay
So after 200 yards, you have reached your destination. It is on your left.
I notice the buildings in Wales are a different colour from there. There's more lighter buildings, lighter colour buildings. The buildings are more, not quite as consistent as, you know, there's more of a variety in the street. That's just sort of my description of my observation of what I've seen in Wales. The countryside's more, it's kind of got more hills, hillier. It's lovely. It's an interesting place, nice place to visit. It's got scenery, and see, this is the first time I've actually been in Cardiff, and I want to do it. And there's an interesting building, like ancient building on the left as well. I'd love to go in there too, but again, I won't have time. I'm not going to spend money for admission just to go in there to spend about 20 minutes and out again. It's just, unfortunately, it's just going to be a very brief visit.
After 70 yards, you have reached your destination. It is on your left.
It's obviously a castle of some sort, but it looks really impressive. I would like to visit that. But, so just do now is just find the nearest car park. I don't really want to do on street parking because it's
You
very
have reached
limited.
your destination, Castle Street. It is on your left.
So, oh, pedestrians, that looks quite good. This is bigger than Swansea. Cardiff's bigger than Swansea, by the way. It's about 300,000 population, whereas Cardiff's something like 250,000 thereabouts. Sorry, Swansea's about 250,000. Cardiff's about 300,000, 360,000. So it's bigger in population. I think it's physically bigger as well. I've seen a lot of Mercedes buses. I've seen some Scanias. Yeah, they're certainly Mercedes Citaras. Wow, they look quite swag actually. Oh, aye, that is really quite nice. I would love to try them out someday on my other occasion. That's the light-bodied. I think it could be a B7RLE. I know it's Scania. Look at the back actually. That one there, that Decker, I think it's also a Scania. I think, or maybe I'm wrong to check that. Anyway, I'm getting a bit complacent. I need to start looking for car parks now. Kind of getting a bit off the beaten track. What I'm going to, I'm just turning right here, and then obviously winging it. I feel like I'm going out the town, but if I keep going straight up, so just going to drive past this. It's quite impressive building up on the right there. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but it's certainly an ancient building of significance. Where was it? I don't know what it is. A court? Museum or what? It's just with the fence, the black fence there. It's government building or something. I'm not sure. I'll get a better look. There's a sightseeing open top of a bus I just saw there, and you won't see it best. So, but again, I don't have time to do that today on this visit, unfortunately. So, no, car parks. Let's figure out where the hell we're going to get parked. So, straight on, is it? Where shall we go? Left. That's some size of building on the left anyway. Definitely gonna. Right. Parking's on the point to the left, so this is still the centre area. See, it's bigger than shit. One of these different languages. It's fucking pisses me off. Shit, it's alright. It's alright. 1,000 spaces. I don't know if this was the. Pointing me down this way, so. It's a lot bit difficult when it's a different language at first, because you know when you're driving you just don't have time to study the languages. English is one of the Dumfries place. And NCP, they're dear. Shit. Yeah. I'll just hate it going. I didn't really want to go to this NCP one, because these are expensive. They're probably the dearer ones. At least you're guaranteed space. I'll turn off the there because it'll be it. It's like an automatic shutter will open on every vehicle approach. I've never seen a car park like that before. Let's get the tariff. 2 hours. Oh, it's actually not too bad. It's $2.90 for 2 hours. So 2 hours will probably be up. So ticketless car park. Please drive in park. Pay. So probably measure your no need to take display 24/7, so that's good. $2.90 for wait a minute, hang on. It's $4.90. It's because you need that's the app price. Standard tariff for 2 hours is $4.90. I knew they were bloody dear. $4 £5 basically for 2 hours, right? I'm going to hit and just bite the bullet and spend the money. It's supposed to open. Oh, there we go, it's open. I've never seen it. It's different. It's normally a barrier, right? I see these car parks where they see the ones where the pillars, they're a pain in the ass because that makes it really because the other shit's left, is it? Everybody parks with, see there's one there, that's what I want, see, but there's no pillars on each side because the pillars make it really awkward, so I'm going to just get into there. Anyway, I've seen how to get to this car park if you want to get in here, if you're visiting. Well, obviously at the time of filming, you know, these tariffs, prices have changed, you know, but so there we go, we've got a space. I'm just nice and cool in here with this air conditioning on it, and nice and cool in temperature, and not hot and not warm or sweaty, nice and cool in temperature. I feel nice and refreshed, it feels nice and cool in here with this air conditioning on, so I'm feeling really comfortable. I don't want to get out because that's the thing, it's cooler in here, but when you go out there it's really warmer, eh? It's just like, it's normally the opposite way around. When you come in from the outside it's normally warm, but it's a hot day, as I say, 29 degrees for September. It's just, I'm not complaining, like the weather's really good, I'm happy that it's a good day, but it's bizarre that it's so warm. Right, so I've got, well, you see it, well, Kilton, it's a metre car park, which is always handy, so if I go over in 2 hours it, you know, it charges when I'm under pay and I get a fine meter, it charges as you go. It's a metre, that's a bit further. So it's 5 to 3, I'm going to probably use up these 2 hours. Bloody £5 like enough, but now I've got to spend it. So let's go and remember where we parked exactly. Get a bite to eat and have a wee, very brief visit in Cardiff City. It's still very, very warm. So, parked in there in the NCP car park. I'll tell you one thing, coming into this weather, it's just the reversal is normal. It's absolutely roasting. I've got a couple of bottles of liquid in the back there. Oh, I'm sorry. Young Tongue, U-Tongue, the electric bus. Oh, it's absolutely melting here. But must be like the metal or something. Mercedes Citaras, Mercedes-Benz Citara buses. It's difficult to see what I'm filming because I've got the sunglasses, it's reflecting off the screen. But I've got a few of them. So looking at that prison vehicle, it probably was the magistrate's court that I saw earlier. Part of it anyway, part of the building. So there's a 100 Dennis and Viral 300 bus. Bus there, the back seats at the the rear, some of the seats near the back are facing sideways at the rear overhang. It's unusual for a, well, I don't see many single deckers like that. Normally it's just all forward seat with a couple of rows for a family seat, but these are facing sideways on the Cardiff Series Benz Citara. Not all the single deckers were like that. It was just one of the ones I saw there, the seats facing sideways. So. That's under there, Survivor 400 MMC. So, I don't know where all these other places were. I thought I was going to have a closer look at it. I just got parked and just walked into this road. I don't know where anything is. I'm not going to try and figure it out on the map. I don't have time for that. I'll just see what there is when I go along, and just having to get a bite to eat, toilet. I've got about another 40 minutes left. So. I can't be too specific. I can't go and, I would like to have a closer look at some of these buildings that I passed earlier in the car, but I don't know where they are exactly without having to go into the maps and figuring it all out. And I just, as I say, it's a very brief visit. So I just don't really know exactly what we had in head. Just make it up as I go along. I think that's the right bodied Scania. I looked at the rear axle, it looked like the typical Scania sort of look at it. That's a Series Benz Citara. Oh, it's seriously overheating, like. I need to get some to eat, get a toilet. I was kind of wandering wherever I was getting a bit into the residential areas and getting on my way about. Yeah, I've managed to get into the sort of the heart of it now. Took me a while to find it. Yeah, something like get a bit seat. I just need to get that cool air in the shade. It's getting really quite uncomfortable when it gets too warm. Like, so I need to get somebody to get the seat for a bit. Just to find out where the things are exactly. Like, I was going the other way. I was kind of like heading out the town in the bottom areas and that. But I managed to get myself into the central area now. Like, so something. I think that's one of the shopping malls. I might get myself in there, cool off, get the toilet, and get a bite to eat. I don't want anything too fancy, just to... That's better. Oh, that's better. Getting a bit of cool air now. I wouldn't find a food hall or something. Everything I needed, I found a toilet, I found somewhere to eat, and somewhere in a cooler area. I'll just spend a bit of time here before I go for another wee wander about. That's where I'm going for my dinner. Well, that's better. I feel rehydrated now. I'm going to go another wee look at the Lego store. I'll go for the 3 hours. I know that the parking's metered anyway, so I'll probably go for a 3 hour. Seeing it only here on an occasion. But I feel a lot better now. I'll also grab footage as well. Do a bit of sightseeing while I'm sitting here. The Lego store, I've just got to figure out exactly. It's not far. I had a wee quick Google search when I was having my dinner. So this is like the main in the pedestrian zone shopping centre, main high street. Just come up to St David's. St David's. So I'll show you what I'm looking at. So I just had my dinner over there, and the Royal Arcade. Before I go to the Lego store, I'm going to get a coffee and a cake. Can't resist. The Lego store, it shuts at 8 o'clock, there's plenty of time, so there's enough time to get a coffee and a cake. Even though it's roasting, can't resist getting a coffee and a cake. So I'm sitting in a nice comfortable seat here. Right, so I'm just going to have a peek down here. I know where the Lego store is, it is actually back in St David's centre. It's quite a big centre, and it looked like it was outside on the map, so it was actually clear. But it's definitely in there, so it doesn't shut till late. I'll just spend as long as it, not long, but it doesn't matter with the partner, I'll just pay whatever it is. So like I say, I'm not in a rush to, well, I should be back to the car now. It's 2 hours I've been here already. 2 hours is never enough, so I'll just probably spend another hour, even if it's not 2 hours. It's only an occasion that I'm here, not here that often. Well, it's the first time I've been here, so I'll be a while before I'm here again. Well, I don't know, I hope to get here again soon. But I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm not going to worry about the cost of the park. I'll have a quick look at the Lego store. I'm not going to buy much now. I'll just have a wee look around here on foot as well. When this other part of the... So I basically walked through the arcade, the Royal Arcade, from the St David's Centre right through, had the coffee on the way, and then continued on through, and I've come here. This is not a pedestrian area. Lovely place. So. There's the BBC Wales studio just up ahead there as well. We've got footage of that for you. Coming by the waterway, the bridge is just up there, crossing over. So I'll get a bit of footage of that, then I'll make my way back to the St David's Centre, have a look at the store, and get back to the car. But, before that, oh, there's an old train over there. It's like possibly like one of the trains that I heard in the early hours, or in the middle of the night when I first arrived in Swansea. It's one big long freight train. It's still no freight on it. That was something like what I heard there. It was a really big freight train I heard. There's still more, I mean. God, it's huge. Guys, saying that though, it is going quite slow, but still going. So that Stadium Plaza, I'll get footage of that. I might be chuffed with that. He's into the football stadiums and stuff. Just kind of walking and watch that. I'll turn this round and first of all get me in the back, get that in the. I'll maybe get a selfie of that later. By the river. Quite sure what that's called, but we've got a few pictures of this stadium. Well, that's the River Taff that's behind me, the bridge that's going over the River Taff. So I'm going to make my way. Going to make my way back to the St David Centre and see if we can have a look at this Lego store. Quick look at that. Pretty much going to sort of wind back into the car now. It's 10 past 5, so we'll probably even into 4 or 5 hours. I'm paying more, but I don't bother too much about it now. And here it's a nice day and I'm making the most of it while I'm here, so 2 hours is never going to be enough, especially with time doubling, because I believe that time is generally sped up anyway. I've referred to this before in earlier videos, like quest videos and stuff, but there's a lot of construction work getting done over there. I found the Lego store, so I'm going to have a wee look in there just a brief look. You'll know that I do a lot of Lego building models and that if you've looked at the videos earlier on the channel, Lego Project Series. So there's a certain type of Lego, particularly the wheels and after, for some of the larger vehicles that I do, the trucks and buses. So I'm running a wee bit low, so I'm just going to see if there's any in store, just a quick look, and if there are I'll get some. This is what I do, I get the picker bricks because that's the specific model parts that I need for my models. I don't generally build others, other ideas, other people's ideas, I build my own, so I tend to come to the picker brick, so I create my own models like that. So there's loads of models that it's quite smart, but these are like building to someone else's models, it's not really what I do. There's always the picking bricks that I go to. Just off the top of my head, I'm going to get maybe a couple of tubs, 1 or 2 tubs. I said I was only going to get 1, but can't help it, so I'm going to get probably 2 of these tubs. So there's a big pick a brick wall for me to choose from, and I'll get what I need from the pick a brick. So when I pack the stuff into the tubs, instead of just fill it, because doesn't go by the weight, it just goes by the size of the tub. So I press them in to get as much in as I can. You can put them in, if you pack it properly, you get more in. So I get as much Lego as I can. See, I fold the trays up meticulously and just get what I need. I tend to standardise on what I use from the Lego build. So I've got a variety in there. I've tucked them in, packed it in meticulously to get as much in the tub as I can. That's a fair bit done. I'll just get one tub. I don't want to spend too much time on money here. I didn't have a plan on coming here. I didn't even know there was a Lego store here. I just googled it out when I was in the dinner. I'll get that done and I'll get back to the car. I'll call it drink or something and walk back to my car. Right to the very top. Clean the bit as well. So I've got as much in as I can. Because as I say, it doesn't go by weight, it goes by the number of tubs. Right, back at the car park. Let's get down to the level. Cost £9.80, a tenner, so 6:33 PM. I arrived here, I can't remember what time I can't remember now, but spent as long as needed. Anyway, it was a fair. I had to spend time here, I couldn't rush it around, it was just made the most of it. So still daylight. I've got a fair trip to Stafford, M6 Travelodge. Should still get enough light, but you know, some scenery on the way up there. But, so I've got a wee bit of Lego, and the air conditioning is still absolutely roasting. So, that's just parked there. So I'll just be driving back. If I see anything scenic on route, then I'll get it on footage, but I'm just going to make a drive back now, back up to the M6 Travelodge Stafford. So I've done a fair bit, I must say. Had my lunch, coffee and cake, had a look in the shops, had a look in the waterfront, the studios. I stumbled across these places, saw some buses, some of the streets, some of the towns, shopping centre. Yeah, lovely, very nice place. So I just want to get in there, get sat down, get the air conditioning on. Actually, I better really go because I've already paid the tariff and there's a set time, so let's get going. So I'll keep you posted. I'll round the video off wherever, I'm not sure, but I'll round it off at some point anyway. First protocol's to get out here before you always get a sort of leeway time from the moment you part to the moment you get out. Grace time, so I don't want to waste it all. Let's head out of here and want the motorway up to the M6 Staffordshire. So I'm just leaving Cardiff Central now. Oh, I've just stopped at a lay-by on the A40, kind of like making progress to get to the M6 Stafford. I'll show you the map where I am. So I'm just there, where the it is. I'm just heading up to Stafford Travelodge. So there's not really much here to see, really. It's just the A road, motorway. Nice sunset behind me. So I think I'll round the video off. There's a picnic area just down there, not much, but I suppose I can go down there and round the video off. And I'll just be pretty much driving back. It'll be getting dark soon. It's 25 to 8 as well. So there isn't really much at this lay-by. It's just there's some picnic tables down there. I'll get footage of that. Well, not really much footage. It's just it's a nice wee spot to chill out on. Just get a break from the driving for a bit. Oh, I'm not doing a great deal. It's still very warm here as well. It's about 26 degrees. So you see a lovely sunset there. So you can sure have a picnic here. It's a lovely spot. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that'll be the series. That's quite nice. I like the reflection there. I think we'll just round the video off here. Just stage moved up a wee bit because I wanted to have a wee peek here before I run the video off, just to show you this. It's not really much to see, it's just a lay-by with some picnic tables, but it's on the A40 and the way the sun was shining, it was a nice lighting effect to run off the video, so I'll do that. So it'll be 10 episodes, and this will be the Wales Excursion episode number 10. It'll be the last episode of the Wales Excursion, because it's just basically going back to Staffordshire. So sunset's on here, but it's lovely. Nice and tranquil. Face this way, get the sun again, and that's better. Yeah, that's better. So it's been a long, put it this way, I've been busy on these 4 days. I arrived here, as I say, on the Thursday, the 31st of August 2023, and it's stayed till the 4th of September. So it's 4 nights. Done the bridges on the first day, the 31st of August. Both Severn bridges, Bridge Wales, the old Severn Bridge, and the Black Rock picnic site. Then done a drive from, recorded the footage from the services at the Severn View services. This is on the England side of the original Severn Bridge. I recorded the driving footage all the way from there to the Swansea, DVLA as it was, and I was getting on it was quite late, so you were a sort of dusk to twilight to basically dark, and the sunset colours was really nice. That's a video on its own, that'll be just all about the driving. I've done Swansea, the following day I've done the Swansea, I went back to the DVLA during the day to get footage, then I went into the Swansea centre, had a look through the centre of Swansea, the waterfront, then I went up to Mumbles Pier, Mumbles town as well, I walked from there. That was on the Friday. The Saturday I took a train from Swansea to the Pembroke dock, and train back again. I looked briefly on Pembroke dock, I think 3 hours there. That was on the Saturday. On the Sunday yesterday, I went to the Brecon Beacon, town of Brecon. That's where the car show was. I'd done a video on its own right for the vintage vehicle show. It was in the town of Brecon. And then I'd done a wee bit of driving on the Brecon Beacons mountain area on Sunday yesterday. And today, well, I did the couple of things that I didn't plan on doing. I went and found a mystery railway line at the M4 Travelodge, as I call it. So I've done that, and I found it, and I was glad that I found it. Then done an unplanned visit to Cardiff. I spent longer there than I planned. I was planning, as always. It's only going to do 2 hours, but I ended up spending nearly 4 hours. And I went to the Lego store and got some Lego. And then that's it, I just drove to here to the A40, stopped here to round off the video, and I'm just going to continue on to Stafford, the M6 Travelodge. That's it. Well, there's no point in filming it, I'll then round the video off when I get to the Travelodge, because it's in England. This will be like the last video for this series, the Wales Excursion Series. Because that's it, I'm heading back to Parfield, the road. Because tomorrow I'm going to Alton Towers. So, and then I'll just return back to the Travelodge at Stafford. On the Wednesday, we just set off from Stafford back to Dundee. There's nothing to record. Well, if there is anything in record, it'll be done in a different series altogether. It won't be under the Wales Excursion. But for the trip for me, because it's the Wales Excursion trip, the videos will be done. But there might be other things that I do, like for example the Alton Towers, that'll be a separate video altogether. So I'm doing other things when I'm looking down, looking around. I'm just focusing this video, this series, for Wales. So, yeah, really enjoyed it. So it's 7:45, it's going to be dark by the time I arrive at the Starbucks. It doesn't really matter, I arrived there on the way down anyway, I know what it looks like, it's the surface, there's not much to see. So it's been quite exhausting as well with the heat. The heat is really, it was tiring, you know, walking around in the heat, on the busy roads, past the traffic and figuring out where I'm supposed to be going, you know, with the map, Google Map, and all that. Anyway, I certainly hope you enjoyed the Welsh. It depends on what order you've watched them in. There's, as I say, there's going to be 10 videos, series of 10. I'm just going to upload them in a winner, just consecutively. You can watch them all in a winner, or watch whatever you want, as many as you want, whatever. So, I'll be coming back to Wales again for sure, definitely will be. So I hope you hope you enjoyed it all, if you've watched them all. Okay, right. So I'll just put on my channel. Okay. Catch you later. Bye for now. Just stick a Chris in front of that, get the name of the channel.